Hey guys, Christina here, and today I have a flip through and review for you of the curriculum Essentials in Writing Level 8. This is the second edition. I recently had a child in grade 8 complete this course, so I wanted to share some feedback and give you a good look at it. If you're new here, welcome. We are a family of 7. We homeschool in the Canadian Maritimes. Our children are currently between the ages of 6 and 15. And so I think what I'm going to do first is turn the camera around, give you a good look at the program, then I'll come back here and share my thoughts on it. So here is what the student book looks like. It comes with a few different components, but I'll show you this one first. So this one comes bound. It's important to know the copyright here, all rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced, transmitted in any form, by any means, so electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise. So this book can only be used once for one student. So it starts off here with the table of contents, and the way this program is divided is that it goes through grammar first. So all the way to lesson 24 is like a review or learning grammar. Then it moves into composition, and it talks about paragraphs, narrative, expository, compare and contrast, business letter, essay, project. Now there are assessments as well, which the teacher book will tell you. I'll show you where it tells you like when to do them. So here's an example of what it looks like. It has the introduction thing there. So this is lesson 2. This shows you each day what the child needs to do. So this is day 1, day 2. So this is all day 2, day 3, day 4, and then you're in to lesson 3. It's pretty much set up the same except for when it gets to the writing at the back. Then it has like no fill in the blank type things, and you're doing your pre-writing, your rough draft. My son did most of them on the computer, but there are here. This is one of the rubrics for the parents. And this is the rubric for the child to use before they hand the paper in. So it does have here too, like stop, complete Unit 1 comprehensive assessment. So it tells them when to do the assessments. So that's kind of a quick look at the book. So I'll show you the teacher one now. So this is one that I bound myself. I just prefer having all the teacher material in one thing together. There's a letter. And here's the information on how the lessons work, how many assessments there are, and what all these little symbols mean. So there's like identify, apply, brainstorm, organize, so all the different little pictures there and what they mean. Scoring activities, scoring compositions. They do have a scoring guide you can also use, or a scoring service, sorry, that you pay for the year. We did not do that, but that is an option through their website. It says here how to use the video lesson. This is what the little symbol is when there's a video. And here is the lesson breakdown with the assessments in red. So you can see where there are assessments that they need to do. This is an example of a 34-week plan. Now, this is just the essentials in writing. There's also the essentials in literature, which they typically would do together. We only did the writing portion. So we did our own schedule, but this is an example of a schedule if you're using both of them. And then it goes right into the answer key. I'm gonna give you a quick look, closer look at kind of what the answer key looks like. It's very simple. And then up here, because the assessment and resource book is separate, this is what it looks like. I just put them all together. So these are the answers to the assessments. I don't have any of the assessments here because my son has done them all. but you can find samples of them online. And then these are some extra resources that came with it. And so those are the books that come as part of this program. So when you log in, this is what you see. It has information here if it's your first time logging in. The scoring service would show up here. This is the writing course that we have. If you had literature or trial courses, they would show up here. So you go ahead and click on this. It takes you to this page. It gives you information on the course, how to use it, and there's an intensive grammar review. I'll just do that one real quick and show you. So just some basic grammar to review there. And then these are the lessons. They're broken up into sections. So you click on that. There's the lessons. Just go ahead and randomly choose one. Once the lessons are played, there's a little thing you can click saying that you have completed it, and that's how you can keep track of it, and that's how the online lessons work. So we primarily use The Good and the Beautiful for language arts. However, they don't have a level 8. They have some book studies, but that's not enough to fill the whole year. And this child wasn't ready to start the high school in grade 8, and that's why I decided to do a writing program with him. I chose this one based on a lot of the reviews I'd read, that it was a good program, that kids liked it, and it seemed to focus a lot on that writing with just a little bit on grammar, which is what I was looking for. It's recommended for ages 13 to 14. My son is 13, he'll be 14 in a few weeks, and he recently completed this. So he's right in that age range. I felt like it was at a good level, maybe a little bit too easy for him, but not bad. Overall though, I didn't like this program. And you know, I think it might just be a personal choice or personal perception, but I just didn't like it. My son wasn't a huge fan of the online videos. We had our internet out a few times through the past year, and that was really frustrating. He couldn't access the videos. I just don't like the way that it's set up, because they have some units will have like 5 days or 6 days, and then other ones have 2 days. To me, it seems very confusing. It's easier for me if it was just divided out to 5 lessons a week or 4 lessons a week per unit. It's just a little bit more to keep track of. It's frustrating in the beginning of the student book. It doesn't have when all the assessments are, and so you have to keep looking at the teacher one to make sure the child is seeing that notice to stop and do the assessment and doing them. And I found the answer book kind of confusing, and some of the work as well. Let me show you. So like here, they have to do all these different things. They have to put boxes around, they have to underline, they have to circle, and like trying to mark this for me, maybe it's just because I'm a visual person, but it has to be clear visually. This was really hard for me to mark, like to find all this. I just found it so difficult. Let me find that corresponding. See, I don't even know. Lesson 13, day 1. I'll show you what it looks like. 13, day 1. So this is the answer for that, the answer key. So I just found that really difficult for me to mark. Also, on the assessments, they have what the assessment is out of, but they don't have it broken up. So most of the time you can see, okay, this is worth 6 points and there's 6. So each one is worth 1 point. But for some of the other ones, they're like, especially on the assessments, there'd be out of 20, but there'd be like 14 questions in a couple different sections. And so I had to kind of do my best in figuring out how to mark that, because with the assessments here, it doesn't tell you what is worth what points. So really it's those two things that kind of made this not feel very user-friendly for me personally. I just found it difficult. I didn't enjoy marking it. My son said it was okay. I mean, he didn't love it. I felt like sometimes what they were asking for wasn't very clear. So, I mean, we used it. I don't think I'll have another child use it. I think if those particular issues work for you, like if it doesn't bother you making up your own marks and kind of trying to decipher that is easy for you, then I think it could be a good writing program, especially if your child likes to watch the videos and likes to have things broken down. For me personally, it didn't work. For my son, it was okay, but I won't be using it with any other future children, which is too bad. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section down below. I always try to respond and to answer any questions you may have. Let me know if you have used any of the essentials in writing, particularly this level. How did you find it? I'm curious how other people interpret it because it does have a lot of great reviews. So I'll chat with you in that comment section down below. But otherwise, I hope this finds you having a great day. Take care.